This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gab-fed show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. You have the code of a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know it's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Welcome, Quack.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Welcome to Veteran Talk with Magic Mike, where what's important to you is important to us. Let's talk. I'm your host, Magic Mike, and today we're diving deep into something close to my heart. How sharing your story and getting behind the mic can be a powerful form of rehabilitation. Whether you're fresh out of service, years into civilian life.
20 years. It's been 20 years since we saw each other in Iraq.
And he looks older in person.
Now, we're not all poets or motivational speakers, but you'd be amazed at how therapeutic it can be just to talk. One thing I've learned is that every story has value. Doesn't matter if you were on the front lines or behind a desk. Your experience is worth sharing, and trust me, somebody out there needs to hear it. Broadcasting gives us a way to say, hey, this is who I am, and this is what I've been through. It bridges gaps, builds community, and creates new purpose.
Hey, welcome to the Veterans Talk Show with yours truly, DJ Magic Mike and H-Train in the studio, sir, for another version of Veterans Talk here on Thursday, July the 10th. Man, can you believe how quick this year's gone by?
I know, right? My wife just told me like yesterday, hey, guess what? 6 months till Christmas.
Jeez.
Shut up.
Yeah, right? 6 months till bankruptcy. So you're totally bankrupt. Yeah. We got a good show for you today. We got a lot going on and, a lot in the world going on as well. So we'll try to keep you all updated. You hear me okay? Am I still coming in clear?
I think you're coming in good, man.
Damn. I wish I could get this microphone working. That's all. That's what I care about. Anyway.
That's the microphone I bought you, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's automatically. I have no idea. I give up. I give up. It's not allowing me to use.
Well, the USB to the mixer is connected to the laptop, right?
The USB to the mixer is connected to the laptop. Laptop to the USB mixer. Yeah. There's all there. Yeah, I even tried Google search. It wasn't working. It wasn't working at all. So yeah, it's been a hot one, man. So we got a lot going on. We know that New Mexico, North Carolina, as well as Texas, have been hit with heavy rains and flooding and flash floodings. Totally a tragedy of what happened out there in Texas, in New Mexico, rather, in North Carolina as well. So a lot of bad weather, a lot of heat. I mean, there's just heat everywhere.
Oh, I know. Somebody was asking me today. They're like, "Hey, are you riding today?" And I'm like, "Maybe later. Later on this evening." People don't understand that when it comes to the motorcycle, like
it's hot than a mofo.
It is hot. You got that engine coming up and stuff. I mean, it's crazy.
They are crazy.
And we
109 degrees in New Mexico. Jeez, I mean, 107, 100. I mean, the temperature is just absolutely ridiculous across the country.
Yeah.
Denver's at 100 or no, 93 in Denver.
100 damn thing.
That is crazy, man.
It's like suntan lotion, dude. Anything over 30, I mean, it's the same damn thing, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely a hot one, man. This is definitely a hot summer. It's going to go down in history. And the problem is with all the rain is that, it's been hot for so long and everything's dry that the ground can't absorb that water. You know what I mean? So, and then, the lakes and the rivers and everything overflow, and it's just tragedy. It's just a tragedy, no matter where it happens in the world, but especially when it happens here in the United States. And, 120, I think, is the number, and 170 still unaccounted for. I mean, it's unfathomable, but our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts go out to those that are affected by these floods and flood waters and stuff. And
most definitely. And then at top of the hour, or in between, Vets for Drones will be joining us, and we'll be talking to them because they have a crew out there that is progressing and helping with the Texas crisis. And I think what they're doing is they're delivering goods by drones.
That's pretty crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of good people out there and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm excited to have them on the show. And then the other thing I wanted to touch base with is, did you guys hear about who Lee Harvey Oswald was, right?
Yeah.
The one that shot and killed or assassinated JFK, John F. Kennedy. Yeah.
Right.
So the CIA released a report today that they had contact with Lee Harvey Oswald and were actually watching him by a covert operative because of all the ties that he had to Russia and the socialist I guess realm, and Cuba and stuff. And there was a actual student body called the I don't know what it was, Student Body for Cuba or Communists or whatever. And they had this guy that was an actual CIA operative that was watching him and was in this club that Lee Harvey was in and everything like that. And it just came out today that the CIA had knowledge of him and his, manifesto, if you will, as they call it today. And the reason they hid it for 60 plus years is that they were scared that they were going to the finger was going to be pointed at them, that they didn't do enough to keep.
Well, I mean, that's what happened with the P. Diddy case. They had everything. They had lock taut. They're like, oh, we're going to get this guy. We're going to get this guy. And it just goes to show you that we don't have a justice system. We have a legal system.
Yeah, I think our legal system, the way it was, here's the problem. Everything's to be interpreted, right? You write a letter or something like that, and it's or text messages to be interpreted.
Yeah. No. Well, now you got your mixer work. We have a special guest before our special guest, Mike. So this is a brand new, I wouldn't say brand new veteran. This is Z, ladies and gentlemen. It's our first interview of the week.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Woo-hoo. Hey, Zia, thanks, man, for being here. I appreciate all you do. And an Army veteran. We're multiplying. You see that, Joel, right?
Yes, I see that. No, I want to bring him up because he really impressed me last week. He came in and we did a show with the Aries podcast, and he made it quite fun. He made it quite laughable. So I wanted to bring him on. Yeah,
good times.
Magic Mike has been married to me for so long that he kind of needs variety. He needs.
Yeah, listen, you're a lot easier on the eyes. No homo, but you're a lot easier on the eyes than he is, there, buddy. Listen, hey, if you girls are out there, I know you guys tune into my program because you see the Magic Mike. But man, this guy right here's got me beat. Look at this guy. This guy's a stud, man. He looks like he can freaking do a 300 PT score right now, man. The heck? What are you? Are you a model or are you a freaking vet, man? What the hell is going on? Look at that, man. He got $1 million smile. Hey,
I'm just trying to be on the next Magic Mike movie like you. So,
hey, listen, I think I got passed up. I think my agent already told me that the bad news about 2 years ago that I got passed up. I think I got passed up for Dennis Rodman. Actually, got the part for the next one. But no, man, hey, it's good to have you on here. It's always great to have laughter. Doing God's work out there, man. Tell us about it.
I'm just a veteran here, living life after service.
It's
Yeah.
awesome, man. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
he's not the vet to drones, Mike. That's
No. I know,
Okay,
but
all right.
I know. But
I just wanted to
like,
make
what are you
sure.
doing with yourself now? What do you do? What do you do to keep busy? I guess you might say. Did we lose him?
Sorry, guys, I keep getting calls.
Hey, listen. When I first got on the show with H Train, the same thing happened to me. I was using my phone and I kept getting phone calls. It was annoying. I was like, "What the heck, man?" So yeah, I got you. Well, what do you do to keep busy?
And
now?
they call me like 3 times, so I just. So I have a commercial construction company. I've got a few online stores. I'm also a real estate agent, and I've got 2 beautiful daughters, age 5 and 10, and also a wife who's also beautiful.
You better add that in. You get in trouble like me. Trust me, she's right around
I
the
think
corner.
she's watching her.
She's ready to throw something at me. But
Across her
trust me,
desk.
I got you. I got you. Listen, I got you. That's awesome. So you're doing a lot. What did you do in the Army?
I was a public affairs, media relations, and print journalist.
Yeah, look at this. Look at his face,
46 Quebec at the time.
I shouldn't even ask that. Look at his face. He belongs on freaking TV, man. Jesus. He looks like a cross between George Michaels and Ponch from Chips. Seriously. He's got the smile from yeah, he does. He's got the smile from freaking Frank Poncherello. What was Frank? Eric Estrada. And he's got the freaking the face and the looks of freaking George Michael. This guy's a stud muffin. I don't want him on the show anymore. Get him out of here. Hey, that's awesome, man. So what made you come on the show, man?
Sorry, guys. Even though I put it on Do Not Disturb, it's still coming in.
Listen, you're fine. You're fine. We deal with this a lot more than you think.
All right, I think we're good. So H Train was like, "Hey, listen, I need some guests to come on," and I said, "Well, I've got a free moment in between my schedules, so I can jump in."
So I'm going to ask you the question that a lot of veterans literally have trouble with, and you've nailed it to the cross. You got 2 beautiful daughters, a beautiful wife. You've got companies that you run, and it sounds like you're doing your entrepreneur, if you will. How do you find time for that? I mean, obviously you got a supporting family, but you still have to find time, right? So how do you do it? Is it just time management like we did in the Army, or what is the key to it, I guess?
So it's very difficult. I've been doing this. I've been married 13 years. We've been together for 15 years. In the beginning, it was very, very tough because I was also much younger. I'm 44 now. So I was like in my 30s or whatnot when I first got married. And it was really hard to find time because my wife wanted time. Now my kids want time. But I was grinding then, and everybody gave me my space. Now I've dialed it back a lot. I'm always available for my kids. I'm always available for my family. I don't work on the weekends. Rarely. Every now and then I'll work on the weekend. But time management is huge. You've got to get schedules in place. What I did was I created a combination calendar. I created a combination calendar with my wife to where all of my meetings and schedules show up on her calendar. All of her meetings and schedules show up on my calendar. And this way we know, like, listen, if somebody has a schedule up and we need to plan something, then she'll call me and be like, "Hey, babe, listen, like, I see you've got this podcast." Exactly. Yeah. Google Calendar is what we use.
Listen, her and I have that. We have, it's called We, right? So it's our We calendar, us. And then we've got our own calendars. And trust me, I deleted that We calendar one time.
Yeah.
I almost had to find a new place to live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible. I could have called her a bad word if she'd have been okay with that. Man, I deleted that calendar and that was the end of it. So yeah, those calendars are really, really important. I found out the hard way. But yeah, you're preaching as a choir.
Yeah, my friends laugh because even if we have like a boys' happy hour, I'll drop it on the calendar and they're like, "Dude, what's going on?" Sometimes I'll add them to it. Like this Friday, we're going to a comedy show with a bunch of my fraternity brothers, and it's on my calendar. And these guys just laugh every time they see it because they don't do it. But some of them are only married like 3 years, 4 years, when they get to where I'm at, they're gonna see that this is definitely necessary.
Listen, it is. Listen, you're preaching to the choir. It is so necessary. I'm glad you said it. I'm 10 years older than you, exactly 10 years older than you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what, it is so important, and I never realized how important it was. All my VA appointments, all my show appointments, all of my interview appointments. I was sitting here, matter of fact, 16 minutes ago or 17 minutes ago, and all of a sudden calendar pops up and says, Veterans Talk Show. So she puts that on the calendar. I put stuff on the calendar. Sometimes I forget to add it to both of our calendars. But let me tell you something. I'll lay in bed and I'll hear bing, bing, bing. And I go, what are you doing? She goes, I'm just adding to the calendar. I'm like, stop it already. Bing, bing, new ad. So I've got to accept it. But it's really cool, though. And you said it because it gives you both the communication that you need. It really does, right? Communicating of your time, if you will, not necessarily communicating as, I love you. It doesn't replace that, but it's communicating what your time is. And that's so important. Now, how do your kids, I know your kids are younger, how do they fit in there? Or is that with the wife?
They're too young because they're 5 and 10. So I'm not allowing my 10-year-old to have a phone for another like 5 years. But one thing also I would like to add is that I feel, this is my own personal opinion, I feel that inherently men are a little bit, tad bit on the selfish side. And what this calendar invite thing does is that it allows us to show importance to our wives or significant others' calendar. And so this means that like if she has a meeting and she's dropped it on the calendar first, her meeting takes priority. Without this calendar, it becomes a game of he said, she said. Well, I told you about the meeting. Well, I told you about this. I told you about that.
Listen,
and now she's first. She's priority. It is what it is.
Listen, you are preaching, and that's so important. I'm glad I have you on the show because that is so important. And I'm pretty sure she's around the corner because she just peeked over and started laughing at me. But I'm pretty sure she's listening to this. She's probably maybe even in another room watching the show. She usually does. It's just a spy on me. But that's important because I'll tell you what, that has saved so many arguments between us. He said, well, I told you. No, you didn't. Look on the calendar. Oh, babe, damn it. You're right. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Right. Yeah. And it's not about who's right or who's wrong. It really is not. But it saves face and it saves an argument. When you have it on the calendar, it's undisputable. Look at your calendar. And you're right. Men are traditionally selfish, right? We are the gatherers. We are the ones, we go, we do. And you stay, you do. And you do as I say. And it's so selfish of us to think that, that we should have a partner that's that way. So I'm a totally agreement. Man, I needed this wake up day. I really did. But you're absolutely right. And the calendar does help. It does help. It helps again with communication. It helps to verify. Matter of fact, we just used it not too long ago. I said, when was that we called the builder for our house? And she said, oh, let me look real quick. Oh, it was this day. And you sent this email on that day. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's more than just a paper trail. It's a communication device that allows you to time manage sufficiently. You're absolutely right. Man, you got a lot of pokers in the fire though, man. A lot of pokers in the fire.
The thing is that right now, this is like 30 years ago. I think this may not have worked. But now what we have to realize is that women, they want equality. And equality isn't just in pay. It is also in prioritizing them and us. And so this lets them know that, listen, we get it, that men and women are working, and my job is not more important than your job. So both our jobs are important,
She's over there saying, preach it. Preach it. Yeah, she's over there saying, preach it. Man, you're going to get me in all kinds of trouble. Man. Yeah, your wife is a lucky lady. I'll tell you that. She's definitely a lucky lady, and I'm sure you're a lucky man.
Somebody better tell her that.
So what do you do in your free time?
Regardless, I'm always in trouble. In my free time, I like to do pickleball. I've converted my garage into a home gym. I'm part of the MBR gaming division. So what's your game? Well, being a vet, like Call of Duty, Black Ops, that's my game. And then there's a Division 2 is a good one. Right now I got a buddy, he's a Marine vet. He's trying to get me into Dune. I'm not sure. It's a little bit too slow paced for me.
So I agree with you. I did Dune back in the day when it like first came out. But yeah, I'm a COD guy. I play COD religiously. I play COD more than I probably should. And when people find out I'm 54, they're like, dude, you're old. I'm like, dude, shut up, play the game. But I hurt people's feelings a lot on the game, but I hate because people will sit there and go, "You're hacking." I go, "How am I hacking?" I told him to get you to peek out so that I knew where you were, and then I just flanked you and I just did a finishing. But like, how is that? Like, it's called generic basic training, bro. Like, seriously, you're not watching your back, man. I'm hiding behind a door while you're looking for me, and I just come out and pop, and you're done. Yeah, come on. And it's, for me, I like it because Call of Duty gives me that sense of I know this sounds crazy, but I feel like I'm back in a unit sometimes. I know that's stupid, but it doesn't. Yeah. You get the right guys that know what you're doing. There's no communication. You don't have to say anything. He goes, "I got you. I got you."
Well, you know what it is that we were in the military, and it was such an amazing time for us that I'm still, like, a lot of my clothing and gear is very military.
Ask you where you got that at. I'm going to steal that from you.
Yeah, it's a UT. My cousin-in-law goes to UT, and so I got this shirt for one of the football games. But my point was that, like, you see these people that never served. They go to college for 4 years, and all they do is wear college gear, right? We served, and we put our lives on the line next to our brothers and sisters, and that type of camaraderie, that type of loyalty is way beyond what you get from a 4 year of college. And so so then when you get into games like COD, or you keep up with your military buddies from where you served with, or even your fraternity, or you just go out for drinks with the boys, it's a different feeling than when you're with your wife or your kids or your family or your civilian friends. They're just on another level. And COD, I think, kind of like brings a little bit of that back in for us, like military tactics, and we feel like we're kind of there, but without the PTSD,
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, somebody just made a comment in there, and I said, yeah, we did it. We did it for I don't know, this guy. Hold on a second, Joel. Don't do that to me. I'm on a roll here. Anyway, so there was a guy that just chimed in, and he said, I don't know, he's just talking smack, and he said, he goes, "I play Call of Duty because whatever." And I said, yeah, we don't play Call of Duty because we want to pretend. We did it in real life. So yeah. Anyway, and that's one thing I try to make people understand, is that we did this in real life, and it's like you said, it's without the PTSD. I might be giving some kid PTSD when I make a comment like, "I hope your kid gets hit by a school bus," or something like that. But comments you make towards the end, joking. Everybody knows I'm joking, but yeah, that's pretty cool, man. And pickleball, I want to pick your brain about that, because you're young. You're 44. I'm 54. My neighbor across the street is 62, and he is like hardcore into pickleball. And he's not the great. He's had a knee replacement, shoulder replacement. Like, this dude's the bionic man right now. What's up? My son's 29, just picked up pickleball. What's going on with that, man? Is it, you think it's a fad and a craze, or do you think it's here to stay?
I think it might be here to stay, because I see a lot of people getting fit using pickleball, and it's almost like a gateway drug. I've noticed a lot of people getting into pickleball, then they start hitting the gym, because they're like, you know what? I felt like my knee was a little bit loose. Let me strengthen my knee. And they're like, oh, let me get my back going. Let me get my ankles strengthened up. And so it's becoming to where, like, a bunch of my friends have memberships and all that to pickleball courts here and there. And so it's here to stay, I feel like. Yeah.
I hate to say it like this, but I think you're right, because usually a fad or a craze goes away really, really quick. And it hasn't gone away. It's here, I think, to stay, and it's a low impact, right? I mean, seriously, it's not the tenacity of a tennis ball, if you will, or a racquetball, right?
Right.
So, I'm gonna have to get into it. I'm definitely gonna have to get in. Joel's back there waving at me and throwing hand signs up like he's in a gang and stuff. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break. I hope you can stay with us. I have a couple more questions for you, man. I love having you on the show, man. You're seriously, you're a breath of fresh air. I'm not used to this.
I've got a call coming in 5 minutes, but once that's over, I'll try to jump back on.
Try to jump back in, man. We're sitting here talking with Zai, who's a U.S. Army veteran. Very, very successful. I'm going to say it. I know you don't think so. Very successful in the fact that he runs a couple businesses, but more importantly, he has a beautiful family. He's got a great smile, great personality. and he's a veteran, and he's an Army veteran. How better can you get to that? Oh, by the way, happy belated birthday, right? 250 years we've been around. So, but yeah, hey, listen, I hope we can get you back on. It's awesome talking to you. We're here for you, and I hope to call you on Call of Duty sometime. I'll send you my info, and hopefully we'll catch a game or two. All right, where are you located at? Where are you based out of?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas, man. My prayers are out to all the Texas. Yeah, definitely crazy. All right, brother. We'll talk to you later. We're going to take a quick commercial break on Veterans Talk with yours truly, DJ Magic Mike. I have Zai. Am I saying that right? Zai?
Zia or Z.
Z. I like Z. So I'm here with Z, the U.S. Army veteran. Man, dude's going to take my place. I'm going to be broke. I'm going to be out of a job. You're listening to Veterans Talk on Military Broadcast Radio, radio station that gives veterans a voice. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
On the front lines we stand, side by side, with courage and strength that we won't let slide. Through the chaos, our hearts beat as one. Each brother's a soldier, into battle we run. When the shots ring out, we won't back down. In the silence of loss, we'll wear our crown. We are soldiers, brothers in arms. Through fire and fury, we weather the storms. In unity, forged through the blood that we've shed. Together we stand, living for the dead. Each step we take, through the mud and the pain, memories linger like the echoes of rain. We fight for the fallen, our spirit won't break. In honor we carry their names in our wake. Though the cost is high, our bonds grow tight. In the darkest of hours we'll shine our light. We are soldiers, brothers in arms. Through fire and fury we weather the storms. In unity, forged through the blood that we've shed. Together we stand, living for the day. With every heartbeat, we carry their name. In the brotherhood forge, you'll never be the same.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.com.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're listening to Veterans Talk right here on the station that's letting our veterans' voices be heard at MBR. And I don't know where Magic Mike is, but that's okay. We will we'll come back to him. So I'll go this solo. We have an important interview of the week. His name is Tony. We had them on about a year and a half ago, I believe. And what they are they're veterans, and they use drones as their kind of like their mission. And right now they are training and getting ready for the crises that's happening in Texas. And Tony and the crew is getting ready to explain that to us. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the interview of the week.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Tony, welcome to Veterans Talk. Magic Mike, he'll be back in a second. He's probably going to the restroom, and I know that you're extremely busy. That's the reason why after the first break, I wanted to bring you on. So thank you for being on the show today. Tony, tell us a little bit about you and tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing right now.
Hey, I appreciate you taking the time and having us a part of this. I know we're, like you said, we're really, really busy. A lot of us are running all over the place. But myself, my name is Tony. I'm with Vets to Drones. I serve as their Region 5 operations person, director, if you will. And what we're doing right now, excuse me, is we have pilots that have been in the air for the past 2 days down in Laverne, Texas and Georgetown, Texas, and utilizing the drones to provide an aerial perspective to the incident commanders and the nonprofits that are in the area of the work that is being done and empowering those incident commanders with that aerial perspective so that way they can become more efficient in their decision-making skills.
So welcome to the program again. Sorry about that. I had to listen, it's been a long day. I had to get this going. Hey,
Very much so. I completely understand.
So you're doing God's work. Seriously, you're doing a lot. And as every veteran, wants to try and help out and stuff, you guys are doing, amazing stuff. How does one get involved to Vets to Drones or even donate to Vets to Drones? I mean, I'm sure there are people out there saying, hey, man, this is a great opportunity for veterans, but it's also a great opportunity for me to give back to the community. How do I donate? Can you tell us a little bit about that? How does one get more involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you just go to our website, vetstodrones.org, it's www.vetstodrones.org. It's a real simple process. One of the main things and our main pillars that we do and we take a lot of pride in is workforce development, right? So if you're a veteran and you are out there and you've kind of been thinking about like what's next, or you're currently in the military and you're thinking about what's next and you're interested in, flying robots. I even took one out and had it here. Who doesn't love flying with robots? That's one of our big jokes that we like to say.
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. That is, every Christmas, every birthday, my wife says, "What do you want for your birthday? I have no idea what to get you." I go, "A drone." She goes, "What? A drone?"
Yep.
I want to learn to fly one. Is it hard to learn to fly one now?
Yeah, it's really not. We will actually provide you. So you have our website pulled up, right? It's pretty
Yep.
self-intuitive. So on the top right-hand corner, when you click donate, that's going to take you to our donation site. So that way, if you are interested in taking the time to donate to our cause, we greatly appreciate it. Every dime goes back into our veterans and into the programs that we provide for our veterans and our service members and dependents, so on. When you scroll down that list or off that page, there should be, yep, there's our donation site. That'll take you directly to how to donate to us. When you go to our site, there should be a button that says, help get me certified, right? And what that's going to do is that's going to give you a step-by-step curriculum of how to get certified. Now, a lot of people would say, that they're worried about how they don't want to do it by themselves. And that was one of the things, just over a year ago that I got my license. I reached out. I'm still in the military. I continue to serve. I wear the uniform. I'm actually
Thank you for your service as well. I know that's cliche, but thank you for your service.
Yeah, so I'm down here at PME, right? So I'm taking the time when I get out of my class at the end of the day, I'm right back in it. And I didn't want to do it by myself a year ago. So I asked one of my coworkers, hey, would you be interested in, taking this course with me and getting your 107? Like, I'm really interested. I want to do it. But would you kind of be my battle buddy, if you will? And he jumped in with me and we both did it and both passed and got our 107s and continue to fly today.
So a lot of people don't know this, but in order to fly a drone, you have to be certified by the FAA. Is that correct? You can't just go buy a drone and get out there. I mean, a hobby drone there's certain criteria, right? A feet or whatever it is.
So there's yes and no, right? If you go out, there is a requirement that for you to go to anywhere and just buy a generic drone and be able to fly for recreational purposes, there is a weight limit. You have to be under 250 grams. And when you do fly, you can't be compensated for anything. So if you're just wanting to go take some videos and have some fun, do a hobbyist thing, you can be under 250 grams all day and not have to have your 107.
All my dope heads out there going 250 grams. Something. Wow, that's pretty big. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah,
big
250 grams. So
difference-
anything under 250 grams is considered like a recreational, and you can go out there and fly it and stuff like that. But once you go over that and you become like what you guys do, like what you guys are doing, right?
Correct.
You have to be FAA certified 107, right?
Correct. Yep. And the big tipping point is compensation, right? So anytime that you fly, and it's becoming a very big topic where someone's a hobbyist, and they take a video and they throw it on a YouTube channel, and all of a sudden that YouTube video monetizes, the FAA is consistently going out there looking through the webs and watching for those people.
That's
Because once it
interesting.
monetizes, you have to have your 107 for you to be compensated for your flight. And
So it'd be
they
better.
will.
Listen, just go out and get your 107. If you guys out there and you
Yeah.
got drones, just go out there and get it. It teaches you safety. It teaches a bunch of things. Listen,
Mhm.
many years ago, my wife and I went and got our certification for safe boater. Right? It was tedious. It was a whole day long. All these tests and all this stuff. But we got a little certification. We put it on our boat, and guess what? Coast Guard never messes with us. When we're out on the boat, jet skis or whatever, we got that little sticker on it. They never mess with you. Go out and get the 107. It's not that hard. Listen, if you're a veteran, you're interested in it, go take the 107, get in touch with Vets for Drones. I mean, it's well worth it. So I just pulled it up and I just downloaded it just to give you an idea, because it's always been my dream to learn how to fly one. And so you said anytime there's a monetary value assessed with the drone. So a good example is you see a lot of times, check out this luxurious $250,000 house. And they got a drone video footage of it. Those people have to be 107 certified. Right, because obviously it's a service they're providing for monetary purpose, right?
Correct. And that goes without saying, even when you're flying on behalf of a nonprofit like we are. I joke because getting into the 107 environment, and then volunteering with Vets to Drones and taking the position that I have today, a real world situation that we dealt with is we weren't expecting the floods to come in. And once you join our organization, you'll get added to some of the social media platforms that we utilize to communicate and stay in contact with everyone. And it's a real tight knit brotherhood that we all love and thrive on, because everyone has different interests. We put a feeler out directly to our Region 6 team, which is down there in Texas and the surrounding states. And we had someone that just got his license a week ago, has barely flown his drone ever at all, and volunteered and went right into it. Bless his heart, showed up in flip flops and cargo shorts.
Here I am. I'm ready to go.
I'm ready. Let's do this. And he did it. And it's stuff like that you don't get the opportunity to see from the public's perspective, but inside that veteran community that we have, that we take so much pride in. We had another one that flew today for us out there in Laverne, Texas, and one that's driving in from North Carolina. There is a network of veterans across the country right now, whether you have your 107 or not, that are stepping up to the table to give back to the people that have been affected by that disaster. And we've been gracious to be invited and requested by two very big nonprofits out there, Halo Recovery and Rancher Navy.
Know them very well. Halo Recovery was the ones that were doing all of the recovery missions in North Carolina during the flood. So I'm here in North Carolina, pretty close to where all the flooding went to, where the flooding was. And we went over there with our church and stuff like that. So I got to really familiar with those guys and stuff. What a great organization. So they called you up and they said, hey guys, we need your help. And you guys were like, we're there.
It was, so I was already in contact with some of them about, I had reached out directly to, not to Halo, but to the community out there and said, hey, we've got pilots in the area that are stepping up to the plate and are ready to fly. Point me in a direction and we'll be in the sky. And we very rapidly got nested organically with some of the local law enforcement in the area and the air traffic controllers to make sure that we're following all the right legal methods to ensure that our pilots are safe, because that's our number one priority in situations like this, right? And Halo Recovery was one of those people and one of those awesome organizations, to where they had moved and got started another site that they to focus in on, and they requested and said, hey, we want drones, can you help? And I said, absolutely, let me get in touch with the people that are ready to roll. And they were there within a couple hours, and then we had someone in there today, and we're utilizing industry standard equipment to be able to live stream that data. We can utilize our drones and create real-time mapping and do time lapses of the environment as we're in the air and over days of time. So that way we can actually show them and give them products of what it looked like when they came in and what it looked like as they phased through.
So for us old people that remember Google Maps, basically you're doing that. You're doing what Google Maps is on a real-time basis. So you have these drones that are going up and they're taking pictures and topographical and everything like that of the area. And then, I mean, like I said, you're giving intelligence, if you will, back to the first responders, right? And the critical incident, right? And say, hey, look at this map. You guys cleared this area, but over here is a big pile of brush or whatever that hasn't been cleared. Can we get to it? Or maybe this road is impassable with the drone. I mean, just hearing you and listening to you, it's like this light bulbs are just going off in my head. I'm thinking to myself, number one, you don't have fuel that you're burning. You don't have the airspace that's being occupied by helicopters, right? You don't have the danger of a helicopter, right? It's hot out there. No, I know what you mean, but when I say the danger of a helicopter, you don't have the danger of, a person on that helicopter that,
1,000%.
Right. You don't have a person on the helicopter. You don't have the helicopter in the air that the guy's fatigued, the guy's tired. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta go back, and then you've got the hour restriction, right? A helicopter pilot can't fly for freaking 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours straight, right? He's got to have a break here and there. There's so many regulations, stuff, and I know there's same regulations or similar regulations to the drones, but you're talking about a robot, if you will. You're flying a robot in the air that doesn't require an R&R break, doesn't require a coffee break, doesn't require to have his socks changed, his boots pulled up, right? It's just, hey, put a new battery pack in there and go back out. And the real-time mapping, that's blowing my mind, that you're able to map out and say, hey, look, this is the areas you haven't hit or have hit. And these are areas that are over hit or are destroyed. As a critical, so I'm FEMA 100, 700, 800, 85. I got so many FEMA courses, it's unbelievable. But as a critical management, as a critical incident manager, right? You're saying, I want all my resources. This is a resource that is phenomenal. Seriously. This is a resource that I would utilize until I had every drone in the world, because you're telling me that bridge over there is out, or this bridge over here is out, or, hey, listen, the water went down this way, and this is a conglomerate of trees, I don't know, of rubbish or whatever be it, that's here. Maybe we should check there, right? And sadly, I hate to put this out there, but also you're able to identify from the air, recovery. I hate to be that guy, but the recovery is what it is, right? And I mean, gosh, man, there's so many possibilities with this. This is genius.
Yeah. So one of the big things, right, that when you talk about all those layers to the onion, right, of the man hours, the equipment, the maintenance. Let's just call it what it is. The government is looking at that, and they care. And what it boils down to is cost. It's costing millions of dollars to take care of an aircraft and get it in the air and maintain it, and all the stuff that's going to go into it, and lots of planning versus utilizing a drone. I can throw it in a backpack and I can go in the woods and I can pop it up where I need to. It doesn't cost it's a one-time cost up front, obviously for the drone itself and the equipment, but outside of that, that's it. And you can fly on average with a single battery, depending on the airframe, 40 to 45 minutes. So you're talking about a little over 2.5 hours roughly of being in the air. And then you take that mapping perspective, and we take Google Maps, and then we lay it over what we saw today. And then we'll go up again to the next day and layer it and can swipe as every day passes and show, this is what Google Maps showed before anything happened. This is what happened. This is what actually happened after the fact. And then here's day 1 on scene, day 2 on scene, day 3 on scene. And as things progress and things come down, right? Area is cleared, infrastructure is rebuilt. you can truly paint a picture and tell a story of the amount of effort and the volunteers that came into the area that made it better.
Well, you got me sold. I'm donating. This is genius. This is seriously genius, man. This is
Yeah,
genius.
and the thing I think that what a lot of people really do appreciate is it's a network and a community. And once you get
Absolutely.
into our organization, you're not by yourself. A couple of weeks ago, when I can tell you when I first got involved with Vista Drones, we were hovering about 30 to 33, 4,000 members roughly across the country. And we were blessed and honored with the opportunity that the Veterans Affairs Office put us in a newsletter. And that newsletter went out, and within a week's time or 2 weeks' time, even I'm rough on the numbers, but a little over 80 to 90,000 emails coming in of people that saw us in the newsletter that wanted to be involved. And a lot of certain, I don't know the exact percentage, but there was a decent percentage of them that already had their 107 that wanted to be in that environment and that network of brotherhood that we have and built and established. And there's people that are across the country that have that, and some of them are really good and have established businesses in real estate. Some of them have businesses in roofing inspections, search and rescue,
Yeah, I saw
search
that.
and
Yeah,
recovery.
I'm from Florida originally. I know that for a fact
Yeah.
during the hurricanes and stuff, the insurance company said, yes, we will accept drone footage now so that nobody comes out with a ladder and gets up on that raggedy roof. Yeah, they're using drones. You're right, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. So if there's someone that is really good at, let's call it real estate, and they want to get involved, but they're used to doing land surveys. They put a question up, they link up, they start chatting, and then organically share those resources and tips and tricks of the trade, and it bleeds out in the environment. It's an amazing thing to see in real time.
So I got $1 million question for you.
I reserve the right to be wrong.
What is the best drone? And I'm hoping my wife's listening somewhere. What is the best starter drone for somebody that wants to get into flying drones and stuff, like once they get their 107 and stuff like that? What is I don't want to say the cheapest because I hate that word, but what is the most inexpensive but the best way to go into? Because you see all these ads and stuff on Instagram and MySpace, Kyle, but Facebook and stuff like that. I think I'm still Tom's only friend, but yeah. So what is the most inexpensive drone to really teach yourself, learn, and then progress? What would you recommend, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a great question that a lot of people ask us, and it ultimately depends on where you are in your path to getting your 107. If you haven't gotten your 107, that's okay. You can still go buy those sub 250 gram drones and a DJI Mini Pro 4. I think if you're lucky and you can slide a quick purchase on Amazon by your wife, since it's Amazon Prime week, and just blame it on her. Yeah, there you go. It's a great starter drone that'll get you up and moving and kind of get you to play and understand the telemetry of how it works. But once you cross over that bridge into your 107, the next one would definitely be in the Mavic 3 area, a Mavic Air 3 or a Mavic 3 Classic Cine. There's multiple models. And then you can get into the big workhorses as you continue your path of success into UAS operations. And they've got, there's drones that we have and that I have here with me in my hotel room, that is $25,000 that'll do thermal and infrared and a 200 times zoom. So that way we can use it for police support or, whatever we're requested. We have drones and are ready to support no matter the ask.
That is incredible. Yeah, I'm looking at here online. I'm not going to say where I'm looking at Amazon, but they're man, that little one you just mentioned is like expensive.
It is.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it is. There is the
It's an
Mini
expensive
Pro.
hobby.
Yeah, it is. But I think another alternative is the Mini 4K. We just did a Vets to Drones, what we call a fly day out here, that I had orchestrated thanks to our sponsor 511, that is located in Columbia, South Carolina, right outside of Fort Jackson.
Jackson.
Yep, I brought some of the soldiers that I'm out here in training with that had no experience or understanding what capability drones had, and we stepped away from that. And next thing I know, they were very excited about not only vets to drones, but they were excited about getting their own drones. And I think 3 or 4 of them all bought their own drones and had them shipped here to the hotel. And last I checked on Amazon, a mini 4K was about $300, $400. Very
And
cost efficient.
that's the DJI Mini 4K.
Okay. Yes. Yep. And that's exactly the guy that flew it for us yesterday. It's so funny. When you're in the aviation community, right? One of the things I've learned in my time that you have to be given a call sign, and you don't choose your call sign. Someone has to give it to you. Oh, the pilot.
Mine would be yours is going to be doo-doo breath H train.
The guy that, like I said, he had just got his license. He had it less than a week and was up in the air volunteering for us. And he was out there flying. And I was talking with the Halo recovery team, and they were telling me all these great things about how well he was doing. He goes, we gave him the nickname of Flip Flop because he was wearing. He showed up to a response effort in floods wearing flip flops. And I called Chris, our amazing founder of Vets to Drones. I said, "Hey man, I think we just got his call sign." He goes, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "They called him Flip Flop because he showed up in little sandal things." He goes, "That's hilarious."
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's definitely an expensive hobby, like anything, right?
It is, yeah.
But I mean, when you look at the endless possibilities of it, right? I mean, it's gonna pay for itself, really. It is. And you mentioned
1,000%.
you mentioned the Mini 4K. They have 2 different versions. They have one that's a 31-minute, one that's a 62-minute, and they're only a couple $100. I mean, $300.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean,
Not
it
terrible.
sounds like a lot of money, but that's real reasonable. Get your hands in there. You could do your 107, get certified, and then you can move up from there. And I'm sure there are people that are moving on to bigger and better things. They started off with a $1,600 drone. Now they're at a $180,000 drone. They've got the pickup truck where the drone comes out and gets slingshotted off, I'm sure, and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I think is reasonable. And I think the program that you represent, Tony, is amazing. I really do. I think it's amazing. It's God's work, and I think it's just something that all vets should take an interest in, even if it's just for a donation. Seriously, even if you want to donate to a great cause, I think this would definitely be on my top list of great causes. Seriously.
Yeah,
Tony, I'm very proud
it.
of you guys from the time that we had you guys on about 1.5 years ago, from where you guys came from to where you guys are now. Very proud of you guys. You guys are doing a lot of good stuff, and again, reach out to us. We'll spotlight you guys because what you guys are doing is amazing and it's very impactful.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, you're again, like I said, you're doing God's work. How many people are in your organization today? Today's date,
I think we're tracking a little over 10,000.
Oh wow!
And that's a mixture of people that have their 107 and are currently going through finalizing the steps of being onboarded, because that is one big layer. We try to vet and make sure that those members before we send them out to a scene, they are vetted and they've got certain certifications and meet those requirements. So that way we're setting the standard and holding that standard when working and operating with these other emergency management agencies.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, man, again, hats off to you guys. And again, being a veteran, especially Army veteran, you're representing us and you're doing an amazing job. You and the whole entire organization representing us veterans and really, really, showing that just because we served once doesn't mean we can't continue to serve. And thank you again for your continued service. How's the Army being with you as far as like giving you the time to do that and stuff? They good to go? Because I can make a phone call. I know Pete personally.
I've been blessed. I have a wonderful. So I'm full time military back home for the National Guard, and the team there has been wonderful. They understand what I'm doing. They've given me nothing but the support that I've ever asked for, and really let me have the freedom to not only better myself, but take those tips and tricks back to the organization, and then do train the trainer situations. Absolutely.
So are you AGR then?
No.
Oh man, you know what AGR stands for, right? Asshole getting
I'm
rich. Boy, listen, that's the
I know
best kept.
someone that I might have to call that with
Listen,
after this.
listen, AGR, man, that's the best kept secret. If I'd have known about that when I was active duty, I'd have been on that like a fat kid on a cupcake. Them boys are
I got
active duty.
someone waiting to get that text message in about 5 minutes.
Hey, listen, say, hey, AGR, asshole getting rich. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. I got a good friend
I
of mine
will.
that's AGR, and he's a comic, but he's on Instagram, and he's got his own little Instagram thing, and he's hilarious. But yeah, he says it all the time. He goes, "Asshole getting rich." Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
great. He's
I'm
a
gonna use
recruiter
that.
for National Guard. But yeah, hey, listen, it doesn't matter. You know, National Guard. People don't understand. National Guard reserves active duty. We all wear a name tape that says United States Army, and that's our first and foremost prize. You're initiated into the brother and sisterhood by way of basic training. So, you know, you're still in that brotherhood and sisterhood. You're still in our largest fraternity, right? The U.S. Army.
That's right.
Thank you again,
That's right.
Tony, for being here, man. I appreciate it, man. Remember what AGR stands for, text message. Yeah, we'll love to have you back on the show.
I
We'll love
got
to
it,
have you
man. I
back on the
can't
show.
wait.
We'd love to have you back on the show, man. And you're doing God's work, man. Thank you so much. You're in our hearts and prayers, along with the people of Texas, North Carolina, and New Mexico. And we need to have you back on the show. We'd love to hear an update from you. Listen, if you guys are not there, go to vetstodrones.com. Great organization. They have a link there if you want to donate.
.org.
I'm sorry, .org. I apologize. .org.
Okay.
.org. Vetstodrones.org. We'll have it up on our website. Email me, text message me, call in the show if you need the information. Listen, donate. This is one of those organizations that deserves every single penny that we have out there to donate. It's a great cause, you know, and everybody who knows me, I donate to the church, I donate to MBR, and now I donate to Vets to Drones along with her.
Tony, let me know if
my
there's
wife's
anything that
retirement.
we can help you with.
Yeah,
let us know.
absolutely. You know, and if there's anyone that's out there, like, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd love to have you. We'd love to teach you how to fly drones, and then how we can help you start your own business so you can start your own side gig. You know,
That's
we're here to
awesome.
help.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks again for being here, man. And our prayers and thoughts are with you and everybody affected by this. And keep doing what you're doing, making us proud, brother. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, sir. You guys have a good rest of your evening.
You as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Tony Canada. He is from Vets to Drones, and you know, Magic Mike. It's up to you what you want to do. We can.
Hey, real quick, can Tony still hear us? Just shake your head if you can hear me, Tony. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
here.
I wanted to pick on you. I wasn't paying attention because I'm wearing these glasses, but I wanted to pick on him real quick. I'm going to pick on him real quick.
Okay.
Tony, I brought you back to the stage. I want to pick on you. Your last name.
Yes.
Now, everybody knows that my wife is from Canada.
Oh man.
So your last name is Canada Day. So Canada Day. We just celebrated right before 4th of July is Canada Day. So I'm definitely going to let her know that Canada Day, Mr. Canada Day, said that I could buy the drones. That might be even able to fly on that one.
I can tell you that about a couple of years ago, I was working for another company, and we had just I was working up in St. Marie, Montana. It's very, very close to Canada. And I was working with somebody, and I introduced myself, and they're like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "It's Tony Canada." And they're like, "Your last name's Canada, eh?" And I'm like, no. Canada Day. One word, just one all the way. He's like, "No, it's Canada, eh?" I'm like, no. Don't do that.
Hey man, thanks for being on the show, man. We hope to have you back, and we appreciate you so much, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. You guys be safe.
Be safe. Have a good one. What an awesome guy, man. What an awesome guy. Hey, listen, this is a great show, man. We have some great people here. Tony doing God's work out there with Vets to Drones, man. I wrote it all down, man. I'm gonna try to hook it up. I'm gonna see if Commander-in-Chief Household 6 will allow me to pull the trigger on that GSA card and get one.
Yeah, I used to have a drone. I had a little bit of an incident. After that incident, I wasn't able to fly the drones anymore because Karma GoPro, when they did their drones, they discontinued it. So I was flying it, and then all of a sudden,
were you flying it over a preschool
no
playground or something like that? I don't know.
You know me. No, I was just flying it over a woods field, and the update came and they discontinued it, so it stopped working.
Wow. Yeah, he just sent us a thing. He said, if you guys want to chat offline, so I just copied his email. I'm
There
going to
you
chat
go.
with
Awesome.
him. What a great guy. What a really great guy, man. This has been a great show, man. This has been a really good show. And yeah, I got elected to be the commander of the VFW, Veterans of Foreign War. How about that?
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, I don't know. Condolences or congratulations. I don't know yet, but it's been a great show, man. We had a great show. Man, H-Train, what a great show you put together, bro. What a great show. How did you like my letter that I wrote that's both to the Senator and President of the United States that letter's going to? You liked it?
I was getting ready to say, I love it. Do we still have
Chat GPT, baby.
do we still have to fill out that one form?
No, we're just going to go ahead and send both of those, and I think it'll be all right. I'm going to send it to a couple different senators, and I'm trying to get Pete Hegseth's email, but I can't, so I think I'm going to have to snail mail it to him. But that's
Sergeant
okay.
Heen, we're coming.
Huh?
I said, Sergeant Heen, we're coming.
We're coming, buddy. We're coming. All right, brother. That's all we got for this edition of Veterans Talk with yours truly, DJ Magic Mike and H-Train in the studio. Listen, we got a lot going on in the month of July. It's a crazy weather out there. Stay hydrated. Stay cool. Jump in a pool. If not, jump in a lake. If not, jump in somebody else's pool or somebody else's lake. Cool off. Stay cool. Drink. Hydrate. And listen, man, if it rains, know your flood. Know your flood zones. Know if you're on a flood zone. We got hurricane season. There's a lot going on in the world. You know, take care of each other.
Yep. And if you want to be debuted here on Veterans Talk, please email Magic Mike or send us a message on Facebook to Veterans Talk. We'll have you on every Thursday. In fact, this is to all the MBR DJs and hosts that are in the chat room that are watching.
Did you say hoes? Did you say hoes?
Hosts.
Okay, hosts. Okay.
Okay. Don't get me canceled. Hey, just let you guys know. This is a free-for-all. Every time Magic Mike's on, it is
listen,
talk.
Anybody, if you're a veteran, you served the United States military, you want to be on this show, call in. I don't care. Hey, listen, even if you're not a veteran, you've got a family member that's a veteran, you want to give a shout out to them, call into the show. We don't care. Call in, email me at Magic Mike. It's Magic Mike at mbradio.us. That's Magic Mike at mbradio.us. I got it right twice in a row. How about that? Want to go for a third time? Magic Mike at mbradio.us. I'm reading it from the prompter here, so don't hold that against me. Anyways, give us a holler. We also have the phone number. We usually show it at the show. We are short today in time because we have a bunch of guests on here. There it is right there. It's 720-619-0627. If you got a comment for a veteran, you want to give a shout out to a veteran, thank a veteran for their service, loved one that served in the military, please give us a shout out. We'd love to talk to you, talk to them. Give us a holler here. All my brothers and sisters at the Veterans of Foreign War, all my brothers and sisters at the Frontier Coffee Shop in Roanoke and Rowan, North Carolina. A big shout out to all you. To Veterans Bridge Home, which is a great, huge organization. Hope to have you guys on the show, and everybody else. Thank you. We love each and every one of you, and we can't wait to hear from you again here on Veterans Talk with yours truly, DJ Magic Mike and H-Train on Military Broadcast Radio. We're the radio show that gives veterans a voice. We're here for you, not for us.
Giving your veterans a
voice. We'll see you next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.